Have you ever had someone next to you who seems friendly in words, but deep inside, on an instinctive level, you feel that something just doesn't add up? Have you ever felt a subtle discomfort, an intuition that suggests something darker might be hidden behind that smile? Carl Jung, one of the greatest scholars of the human mind, spoke of a fundamental concept, the shadow. The shadow is the hidden part of us, the part we deny, suppress. And yet it often manifests itself in the way we treat others. When someone feels hate, envy, or resentment, they rarely show it openly. Instead, they try to hide it, but the truth is, it never disappears completely. The signs are always there. They are subtle, but they are unmistakable. And today, I will reveal to you 8 unmistakable signs that someone close to you may harbor hostile feelings even if they do everything they can to hide them. Be careful, because sign number 8 is the most insidious of all. And it could turn the way you see certain people upside down. And now, let's begin. The first sign is contempt disguised as irony. Hidden hostility doesn't always manifest itself openly. Some people prefer to express it with sarcasm, with biting jokes, or with irony that cuts deeper than it seems. They make fun of things they know are sensitive to you, but when you try to point it out, they quickly say, "I was only joking, don't be so sensitive, you just don't know how to play the game." This behavior is particularly subtle, because it leaves you feeling uncomfortable, while the other person maintains the facade of harmless humor. In reality, repeated irony about the same topics is not just humor, it is often a sign of hidden contempt. Jung argued that our personal shadow is often projected onto others, sometimes even involuntarily. So when someone repeatedly uses irony to attack certain aspects of your personality, they are not just joking. They are revealing a part of themselves that they cannot accept.
Anda pernah mendengar tentang Milton Erickson, terapis jenius yang mampu membantu ribuan orang mengubah hidupnya? Banyak yang mengira kehebatannya terletak pada teknik hipnosis yang rumit. Tapi sebenarnya, kekuatan Erickson jauh lebih dalam dari itu. Yang membuat dia istimewa adalah kehadirannya yang penuh makna. Dia tidak sekadar menggunakan metode, tapi menciptakan ruang aman bagi perubahan positif. Tanpa paksaan, tanpa menggurui, murni hadir dengan empati dan rasa ingin tahu yang tulus. Kabar gembiranya, Anda kini bisa mempelajari pendekatan unik Erickson melalui The Secret of Ericksonian Hypnosis for Healing and Therapy. Dalam paket lengkap ini, Anda akan mendapatkan 28 video pembelajaran beserta PDF panduan, e-book eksklusif tentang kehadiran yang menyembuhkan, e-sertifikat, akses webinar khusus, plus 1 sesi mentoring gratis. Ingin menguasai seni penyembuhan ala Milton Erickson? Klik link di deskripsi untuk informasi lengkap.
The second sign is hidden sabotage. If someone close to you feels threatened by your success or your growth, they may try to sabotage you in subtle ways. Sabotage is not always direct. Sometimes it looks like misleading advice, a small forgetting of important details, or a mistake that just happens at the worst possible time. Maybe a friend forgets to tell you important information. Maybe a colleague leaves out key details that later create confusion. Once or twice, it could be coincidence. But if these incidents happen repeatedly, and especially at crucial moments, it's time to ask yourself, is this really an accident? Jung explained that when a person lacks the courage to face their own failures, they may unconsciously project their frustration onto others. And one way to do that is by hindering your progress so they don't feel inferior. The third sign is silent competition. Some people cannot accept that you succeed at something without immediately feeling the need to outdo you. Every victory you achieve is followed by their attempt to shift the spotlight back onto themselves. If you share good news, instead of congratulating you, they quickly respond with their own story. If you tell them about your success, they are quick to say they've done something similar or even better. This unspoken competition comes from deep insecurity. They cannot tolerate seeing you shine, because your light makes them aware of their own shadows. As Jung said, when people project their shadow, they see in others the qualities they cannot yet develop in themselves. That is why those who feel inferior try to compete with you. To avoid facing their own feelings of inadequacy, the fourth sign is superficial support. Those who secretly resent you may hide it with a mask of politeness. They appear supportive, but their actions tell another story. When you need help, they minimize your problem. When you achieve success, their congratulations sound forced or even absent. You will notice it most clearly at key moments of your life. When you truly need them, they are nowhere to be found. Jung described this as ego dissociation, an emotional disconnection that prevents some people from genuinely supporting those around them. The fifth sign is control disguised as caring. Some people try to dominate your life under the pretense of doing it for your own good. They tell you what to do, they criticize your choices, and they cast doubt on your ability to make decisions. Their intent is not to support you, but to make you dependent on them. A key indicator is how you feel afterward. If their advice leaves you more insecure instead of more confident, you may be facing manipulation. Jung explained that the need to control others often comes from a deep fear of internal chaos. People who cannot govern their own lives try to govern others as a way of escaping their own instability. The sixth sign is spreading gossip and criticism. People who have negative feelings toward you rarely confront you directly. Instead, they talk about you to others. They spread criticism, distort information, or exaggerate small mistakes. This behavior is dangerous because it affects you indirectly. You may not even realize it until others begin to treat you differently. If you notice changes in people's attitudes toward you, if friends suddenly act cold without reason, it may be because someone has been whispering behind your back. Jung explained that the need to discredit others is often a projection of insecurity. By making you look smaller, they feel bigger, at least temporarily. The seventh sign is a lack of joy in your success. People who care about you celebrate your victories. They feel genuine happiness when you achieve something. But those who harbor resentment struggle to hide their discomfort. They may downplay your achievements, change the subject, or react with cold detachment. Instead of saying, "I'm proud of you," they mutter, "Oh, that's nice," and then move on. Their inability to rejoice in your happiness reveals an inner conflict. Your success reminds them of their own failures. And finally, the eighth sign, non-verbal language. Hidden hostility often manifests in the smallest details. A glance that slips away, a smile that feels forced, a sudden silence that cuts the air. These gestures reveal more than words ever could. The body does not lie. Even when the conscious mind puts on a mask, the unconscious always speaks. A stiff posture, a change of tone in their voice, hands that tighten when you share good news. These are signals your intuition picks up, even if your mind tries to ignore them. Jung believed that the body always betrays the truth of our emotions. And if you feel tension or coldness from someone, trust your instincts, because words can deceive. But body language, and the smallest of details, always reveal the truth. Thank you for following us on this journey. Stay aware, stay mindful, and protect your inner peace. We'll see you in the next video.